Now we're cooking. I'm Jonathan Coachman. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago. It'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to score.
Off the play fake, Cousins. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, here's Cousins. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to make it 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This will be taken at the 10. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. 36, 36. Check three, check three, check three.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Back one. Check the backer. Slam, slam, slam. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Back one. Check.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Let's take a look here at the offense from Minnesota.
It's been quite the evolution for Stefon Diggs because when he came out of high school, many thought he was the top prospect going into college football. Didn't have quite the career that was expected and actually got drafted lower than what many people thought. But boy, is he playing to a top level now while he's in Minnesota.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Come on, boy. Now, Lynn. Hey, let go. Don't be scared of it. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Second and 5 now. Rodgers got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And they played well against the pass. Currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's our time. Quick the edge, quick the edge. Come. Watch twist. Right. Twist. Kill. Kill. Turn up. Check 9.
The toss to Cook. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 37 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. That's a strong running. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first time. I'll try to do better here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13, Cousins, and he finds his tight end, Graham. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
26. Hey, wahoo!
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Going long here for Wallace. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Minnesota. 57 yards.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off and coaches go, two hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there.
He's crashing. He's changing it up.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers setting up the screen for Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Here's Bailey now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 8 catches, 74 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against 2nd to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll try and run for it with Jones. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Big gap. We are going. Check. Mike. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They start the drive with Cook. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 42. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a 1st down.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
A 1st down carry for Henry. Breaks free again. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I'm going to run you over. Hey, take 26. Inside. Flare. Safe. Showing it. Shift. Box it.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
They're running it. Hey, 88. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Here's Cousins. The connection made. It's Graham. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. Now come the Vikings. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Here we go. 6:30. Double time. Hey. 4 down. Hey, Haywood. Mike's 50. 65. 65.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He's able to find Wallace. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
We got this.
How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. Rodgers now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Rodgers. That'll be complete to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Check 26. He's coming.
Quickstone, travel.
On first down, Cook. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Strip the ball. Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Let's go, D.
Now Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Muhammad Wilkerson sacks him that time, coming in off the edge.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He finds his man Johnson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll run for it. Cook. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago, that if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and they converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
Extra point try by Bailey. And it's 21-3. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. To throw, Cousins. This complete to Jones. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And that's complete to Adams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers. Cousins now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Cousins hands to Jones. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. That's a strong safety making a strong, hard tackle.
And we know his coach. Doesn't smile a whole lot, does he? How about that grin right there, ear to ear after that play?
He's got Adams on the hookup. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Cousins now. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Three scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting addled.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
All day, every day, any day.
Cousins drops it to Jones in the flat. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right now, you got 58.
They run again on first down. Cook looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Amos up to make the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 42-yard line. Hey, Mike. Small. 42. Come on. You better bring it. Let's go. Mike 42. Mike 42.
To throw, it's Rodgers. It's complete to Diggs. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Get 300. Get 300. 42. I got you. I got you. 42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic. Squeeze, squeeze, double, double.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Rodgers now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Throwing is Rodgers. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Joker, 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 Joker.
On 2nd down, Cook. Cook able to escape. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Check 50. Easy, 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 easy. Back north.
Now a run with Cook. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Check Mike 50. You. Check 300. Check 300. On the 50. Check 99. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Kill. Watch the safety creep. Check. Okay, over here.
They'll run on first down. Henry. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Double tight. 3 down. Mike 42. Mike side. All day. Mike's 4-2. Hey, Zoo. Get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. He's at the 50. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Throwing, Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Bravo!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going long here for Wallace. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Uses the stiff arm. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Rodgers going to throw. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Bailey got the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. First down. Here's Cousins. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's been in a pretty good groove. They actually have more yards on the ground than through the air, but both have been good, pretty balanced.
And have we ever met a coach when we've talked to him before a game that hasn't mentioned wanting to be balanced?
No, because then you've got both sides hitting the defense. They don't know what to expect, right?
Really helps your play calling, because now you're in a position where you're confident in either aspect of the game. Dial it up and let it go. And so far, that's allowed.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Bailey now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
It's caught here by Adams. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Cousins on first down. And it's caught here, Amendola. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air again, it's Cousins. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Check 55, Mike. We don't want this.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins.
Pass interference. Defense.
So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal from the right hash. This from 45 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get things started. Seattle paying a visit to Detroit. And in the late stages of the first half, it's the Lions who are out in front. Matthew Stafford has thrown a touchdown pass. Next, we're off to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they lead the visiting Browns in that one at halftime. Mark Ingram has a touchdown there. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check on the Saints at home at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And they trail the visiting Falcons in that one at halftime. The Falcons trying to finish that one off and claim victory. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check. Go. Mike 42. Back north. Hey, I'm coming after you. 42's Mike. 42's the big guy.
Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Yeah, Liz. Mike 50. Man out.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Mike 26. Mike 42. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got, Heavy?
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays.
Hey, you block over here. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
Go.
You don't want to see me. You don't want it. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger line splits, create some more natural running lanes. Might help the offensive linemen get better angles in their blocking schemes.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Check, lucky.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Stay with your man.
Cousins now from the 50. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Cousins. And that's complete to Adams. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
A second down throw for Cousins. Touchdown, Packers. Des Bryant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers get a score closer.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the 3rd quarter, but really the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really, that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off, let him chew up the yardage in big plays, and your team's winning. The only people upset, the fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with a recipe of the ground game. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers, space to maneuver at the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Henry. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Rodgers. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Check 13. Check 13.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Let's go, defense.
They'll run for it with Henry. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. It was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play. The exact right.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Cousins. And Graham's got it. Complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now out comes Minnesota. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
No. Off. Shift. Deuce.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the 2nd level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
You got 3. 3 down. Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Here's Rodgers to throw. On the screen, this is Edmonds. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
319. Ricky. 630. Mike 42. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Hey, Foxtrot. 50. Check pass. Hey, Mike's 50. Drop deep.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He's able to find Wallace. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Mike's 50. Hey, watch the lane. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
To throw is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chase Edmonds, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Cousins. The connection made. It's Graham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing. Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call PPR?
The receiver still gets a point there. Yeah.
No.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. Bryant has it. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And Adams has it complete. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He couldn't hook up with Amendola there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To the air again, it's Cousins. It's caught here by Adams. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Cousins to throw it. Amendola's got it, complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Cousins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Slam, slam, slam.
Now Cousins on 4th down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On the carry, it's Cook. Jair Alexander up to make the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Setting up the screen for Cook. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, Delta. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Rodgers now to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Inside. Hey, exit. 50, Mike 50. Mike 50. We ain't giving up nothing today. Mike 50, Mike 50. Y'all not ready. 50 now.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And Diggs has it. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, black. Watch twit.
Back to the ground, Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from 24 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you said 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Here's Bailey now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me. What's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, 43 yards. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point try by Bailey. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
That's what I do.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Big stop, let's go.
A second down throw for Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Cousins. He completes it to Bryant. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Again, it's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. But at this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages. Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Jump out! 42's the mic, 42's the mic. It's a party now.
From the 16, Rodgers. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
On first down, Rodgers. It's complete to Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal, And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and he didn't do it very often.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, 54 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long where they've handed him the football. He's taken it and found the end zone. He is so locked into that so-called zone, I don't think they're going to get him out of it in this one.
Bailey now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. And now out comes Minnesota. And, Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that, because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsauer? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here telling us stretch this thing out a little bit?
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Now it's Rodgers. Left side caught by Diggs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Watch the run. 26. Hey, high 7. Come on. Hey, check. Mike 50.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
They set up the screen for Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Here we go. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Blue Dan.
And again, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Bailey's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He's got Adams on the hookup. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Right there. All day, baby.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the red zone now, Cousins. And Graham's got it, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So out comes the field goal team once more. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. Gostkowski's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All day, just like that. Just like that. Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Hey, take 26. Here I come. Mike 42. Mike 42. I'm on. 42's the Mike. 42's the Mike. I'll get him. Get him.
Rodgers throwing here. He's able to find Wallace. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Rodgers going to throw. Going long here for Wallace. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey, 88. 50, Mike's 50. 5.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Mike 58. Take 30. Hey, orbit. 42.
Rodgers now on 1st down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
Hey, seam 6. Check, Mike 42. Come on.
Rodgers looking to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Brings up 3rd down and
10. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, come on, oh, come on, oh.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He's going to let this go. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Minnesota, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Packers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.